So,
After
moving to...
drinking energy drinks all day, my bladder just sort of went, Jared, move.
I've felt that one before, man. So you got overlay off?
Yep, that's us sorted, ready to go.
Well, we're just seeing a pretty standard opening here. We're going to see the Reapers come out again from uThermal. We're going to be much more effective on this map. They're effective on Frost. They can jump in and out quite a lot. But on this map even more so, because they hit a little bit sooner. They've got even more space to jump in and out of. It's much easier to go into the main, into the natural. There's larger distances to traverse for the Queens. And this pool is a little bit late for TomikuS. He droned up a lot before putting that down. And he actually droned up to 18 before putting his pool down. So this Reaper's going to hit when he has really absolutely nothing. So he's going to have to control pretty darn good here.
Yeah, the Reaper definitely has potential to do a lot of damage here, which I really would like to see. We've seen the control so far from uThermal. It's just been absolutely on key. And he's demonstrating really, really good macro and also multitasking skills. And I don't know, I'm just really in love with his play right now. I didn't think that game was going to end that fast. I've never really seen a ZVT end that fast as it did.
Yeah, man, it's been such a long time since, and it caught me off guard too. I was like, well, we've got a drop coming to the top side, and it's going to start dropping out his fourth base, and we spotted the Hellions ready to come into the third, but then all of a sudden he was killing all the creep at the front, and he was just absolutely everywhere. So, I mean, well planned out by uThermal, and I mean, I'd be intrigued if TomikuS really lets him get away with something like that again. We see this first Reaper already hunting down our drones here. No kills just yet, but Forces and Extractor. Queens are now on the way. 4 Zerglings are already out here, so... TomikuS, he knew very well that he could, get away with putting his pool down this late and not taking much damage. That drone cancelling from the Extractor. And TomikuS, let's see if he pulls out of gas at 100. He hasn't so far, which could mean we could see maybe a fast bailing bust or something. And now he actually transfers out of gas with 2 drones, but leaves 1 in there. So still something sneaky could happen as these Reapers do a little bit of damage up front.
Yeah, brilliant Reaper control there. He was nearly able to steal a couple of drones there, but obviously TomikuS just was not going to let that happen. And a little bit of harassment actually happening at the natural base of uThermal with this drone. It just might kill this SCV, but 2 SCVs are going to be sent down. But I don't know if it's going to... It is actually going to be in time, because TomikuS was stupid.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the mechanics, the AI of the game, where if the SCV swaps to the other side and you haven't shift-clicked, then, it's just a little bit of a mistake. It won't follow through, so... This drone will back off now, and uThermal TomikuS just continuing to macro up here now. We did see a continuation of gas being mined, but it looked as though he actually pulled out of that pretty fast. It looked as though he was going to stay in for a little past 100, but no, he just pulled out at 112. So only speed on the waist. It looks as though TomikuS looking for another just macro game here. Now, this doesn't mean he's not going to be kind of the crazy aggressive TomikuS that we all know, because in the qualifiers, for example, he would just not build a Spire for the longest of times, or he'd build a Spire and then just not make Mutalisks, and commit very heavily into kind of Zergling and Baneling attacks to try and just hinder the Terran's economy a little bit. And of course, I mean, if the Terran holds it off well, if they bunker up well, if they split well, if they're not underprepared, if they're not too greedy, then the Zerg finds themselves behind. But what we often saw was, the Terran wasn't prepared. He was expecting Mutalisks to turn up, and all of a sudden, there's a bunch of Banelings and Zerglings rolling into what's a very fast third base from a Terran. So it was, that's the kind of aggression TomikuS can and will try to put on. uThermal surprisingly doesn't try and get that drone, and that was just a bit of a mistake, and he loses one of them Reapers. At the same time, it jumps up with the other one, and he's just looking to scout to see if anything is going on. And you'll be happy to know that, nothing crazy is going on, just a nice standard game here.
Yeah, the speed is done. He might lose this Reaper as well, and it looks like he is. This is definitely not great for him.
It's not the end of the world, though, by any stretch of the imagination, because he's not actually, he's got these Hellions out. The Reapers, last time he actually just kept the Reapers on the tower. So, it's a slight annoyance not having them now. It's not the end of the world. Most importantly, he did get the Scout off before they died. That, there's no all income. He knows that. And now we see Evo Chambers, Engineering Bays, either side of the map. So, both these guys, again, heading into this macro game as, interestingly, uThermal builds triple Engineering Bay. Now, I assume that's because he just doesn't want to upgrade with the one that's in his wall.
Yeah, I think that's actually a dangerous point, because if there is any Baneling busting down, I don't think uThermal wants to take the chance of it actually being cancelled or delayed.
It's interesting because a lot of players will wall off with Engineering Bays because they have so much more HP. I mean, 850 HP against 400 of a supply depot, but I mean, still, it's still bustable. And I mean, if you do lose that, it's all of a sudden an advantage you don't have when trying to come back from a bust, which does some damage. Quite often your upgrades can be something which allows you to come back in the game by trading efficiently. But if you lose your engineering base on the wall, that's not something you're going to get. So this time the Balinese comes down a little bit faster here from TomikuS. His lair is on the way at a pretty similar time, and his third base now up and running, going to get his gases rolling over there. And he's actually, what I feel is a little bit late maybe on taking his, well, I guess it's not that late, taking his third and fourth gases. And yes, you know what? The Zerglings are attacking these rocks. See, man, do you not just think it's cool? Like, the way they just like jump forward and it's like rawr, rawr, rawr. And they do it like so. Just they do it in time. It's like in time fighting. I'll shut up.
This is the weirdest conversation I've ever had about Zerglings or a StarCraft unit.
It's not that weird. I just think the little animation is cool. Like, it's not exactly over the top. It's not exactly fancy or anything. I just think it's pretty cool. Like, is a man not allowed to find things cool anymore?
Well, do the Zerglings not have the same animation whilst they're killing everything else?
Well, I know, but then they're generally being killed. So like, you don't in a battle, you don't zoom in and go, "Oh, look how awesome this Zergling is fighting!" Like, right? Whereas when it's just rocks, they just sit there. You don't have much else to watch. And we've spent enough time arguing over my love of the Zergling attack animation. TomikuS' Spire's on the way, his Bayonet Speed's on the way as well. He's going to get these rocks down to start his fourth base up, and this time the fourth base, it's still droppable by uThermal, but he has to commit a lot more to get his drops kind of behind there. It's not like he's going to pick off the fourth while heading on into the main base, so this is it's quite interesting. I mean, fourth base for TomikuS is a very similar game to the last game, as uThermal starts to make them Hellbats, and he does have a double drop heading into this main base right now, as Hellions get caught over to the right-hand side.
But you see stem and combat shields are done, it is time for uThermal to put on them multi-aggression skills. Nice damage to a lot of Zerglings being killed so far, and a couple of drones. The Queen will survive though, and Balinese roll in here, not getting connected at all. Nice focus firing. And
yeah, he didn't even focus fire, he just left one Marine in the front to tank the Bayonet hits, and now he picks up, he lost what, 1.5 medevacs of Marines here. In fact, not even that, because a couple of them are left behind still. So he gets that. So he lost what, 10 Marines right there to kill off a whole bunch of Zerglings, a couple of Bayonets, 8 workers, and a Queen. Really nice aggression from uThermal, and straight away starts clearing up creep on the right hand side. And again, he's starting to gain this momentum, which last game we saw TomikuS couldn't really deal with. A lot of Bayonets coming in here, as uThermal starts to split already, but he's going to start getting some drone kills. And TomikuS, he's going to come in. Is it going to get the Bayonet connections he needs? He is on creep.
yeah, that's the dangerous part being on creep, but that Hellbat tanked a lot of Bayonet hits there, and he's trading actually quite nice against this army. I don't think it's going to be enough though, and the Zerglings might just be able to clear this up, and it looks like they will be able to.
It's very close, and this is the problem though, like, this is just the first wave, and yes, last time this killed TomikuS, and yes, he's doing a better job right now, but this time he's killed off all the Banelings, and now TomikuS, this time he has 6 Banelings to deal with, what's less units, but you still need Banelings, because without any Banelings, you're not going to do what you need to do, and scans coming down, the creep's going to start receding, and this starts to become harder and harder for TomikuS here, as he loses a lot of lings, and looks as though uThermal will probably have to back off here, but I mean, these Banelings really aren't connecting as nicely as you would hope they would.
No, definitely not. But he is doing a brilliant job of being able to keep their aggression up. I really, really like the way he's bringing these Hellbats in. He's actually using Hellbats. You never really see this anymore. You usually see like Biomain or 4s, but we do see 4s starting to be built now. So he is going for sort of like a Mac Bio style here, as we do see a Mac Marine style, which I actually really, really like, and he looks like he is quite confident with it.
Yeah, this is becoming more and more common. The 4 coming out to help deal with the Mutalisks a little bit, make it a little bit scarier for them to actually attack forward. And, Infernal Pre-Ignite is going to get so much DPS to these Hellbats as well. So, again, uThermal, he doesn't have that lead he obviously created for himself in the last game, but a huge drop in the main base. Now, this is the kind of way he does create these leads, and straight away these Lings start coming in, but they're just doing nothing. This Hellbat tanking so many Lings. And, again, TomikuS taking a lot of damage, and now running into the third base is uThermal. This multi-pronged aggression is just working out so great for him here, and again, he's going to get a fair bit of damage done. Now all of a sudden he is getting a lead, and I mean, these Lings are going to start streaming in again. He can start kiting backwards and into the minerals, but so much damage already being done. Mutalisks getting attacked by the 4, and some nice Bayonet hits do start to clean this up a little bit, but more Marines keep coming in, and I mean, Mutalisks are dying. You can't afford to lose Mutalisks, as this 4 gets migrated away really nicely here, in fact. And then Manamule coming down. uThermal, he knows he's got this, and he's just going to push on through. He's going to take down this third base.
uThermal showing his multi-aggression skills, and I thought them mules were for bad manners, but they're actually to repair the foe, so he's actually using them.
the thing is, there's like a point where did you really need to drop 2 mules to repair 1-4? Like, I think it's kind of a mixture of like sometimes you drop mules and you genuinely do need to repair, but 2 mules to repair like 1-4, I'm not sure if that is just kind of bad manner into whatever. GG's called, and uThermal